Good morning, my dear friends. This is Pastor Bonnie, and I have had so much interest in our beautiful Maine Coons that I decided that I would go ahead and put up a video so that you guys can enjoy them as much as we do. Just to tell you a little bit about the breed, Maine Coons are one of the largest breed of cats that there is. They start out like an average size, and they can grow anywhere from 13 pounds all the way up to 20 or 30 pounds. Our particular cat, this one that you're looking at, his name is Aslan. He was born on September 21st, 2015. And when you look at these pictures, you can see he's just a little guy, just like any little normal kitten. But you'll see as the video progresses the size that he got to. He's a little bit over a year now. And then his coloring is what's called a cream. He's almost a white color. He's sort of a blonde color kitty, but he gets into everything. He is a busy little guy. And at first when we got him, he used to like to sit on our shoulder. He would curl up in your lap, and you can see with the Christmas tree, he wanted to play with the branches. And it was funny because this particular tree, we ended up having to take it down early because he crawled up in the branches and wanted to sit on them. He's very inquisitive. As it turns out, he's very shy and does not like to be petted. He's actually probably the least friendly cat we've ever had. He will cuff you and bite you if you try to pet him. But he does like to get up on our lap. He likes to curl up in bed with us. It's like his way of showing you that he loves you in his own way. He's just been a fun little cat. And one of the characteristics also of the Maine Coon, they are very gentle. And I do see that as he gets older, he's been very gentle as he gets older, and he's, starting to get more friendly. And you can see here in these pictures, he's getting a little bit bigger. My son was holding him. He decided to be quiet and cooperate. In this picture, we were trying to stretch him out so you could see how big he was. And this was when he was about 6 months old, but he wasn't going to have any part of that. One of the distinctive characteristics of Maine Coons are the tufts on their ears, like lynx cats, and they have an extremely long tail. He's very curious, and you can see in this picture, he's with my granddaughter, and you can see how large he's starting to get even in this picture. And then in March, my daughter had a wedding, and of course he had to be right in the middle of everything. He is in the tulle and just having the most amazing time playing with it. And then in this picture, he loves to watch TV, so he's just looking at the TV and having a good old time. He likes to pose for the camera, and here he is with my granddaughter, and you can tell she's a year old in that picture, so you can see how large he is. And in this one, he decided, he's going to let Mom hold him for a little bit. And it's just been really delightful to have these cats. And we actually got another one. Her name's Willow. I'll be introducing you to her in just a little bit when her pictures start coming up. Willow is actually Aslan's half-sister. They have the same father. And Aslan's father is actually the same color that he is, that really pretty kind of a buff color. And you can see the points in his ears, and their fur is very silky. They actually do originate from the state of Maine, and originally they were like barn cats. They're very aggressive hunters, and their fur has this special silky quality to keep them warm. But his body is just big and muscular and strong, and to be honest, I don't know how much he weighs because he won't hold still long enough for us to weigh him. But you can see the distinctive lynx points on his ears. And here's another picture of my son Josh holding him. He decided he would cooperate for this one. There was a fun YouTube video about a Maine Coon that had the same colorings that Willow has. And like I said, you'll see her in a minute. And the townspeople kept calling animal control because the cat was so big and it looked like a lynx cat. They really thought it was a wild animal. And here again, you can see the pretty points, and everything about his body is elongated. He has a long, long tail, long legs, a long body. His ears are long. So they just have a really beautiful, elegant look to them. The thing that we've had to do is we have to get things out of the way, though, because he will knock things down and get into everything. He's, like I said, he's very curious, and because he's so big, there's been lots of broken things in our house. And then in this picture, you can see he's just sitting still. In this one, I wanted you to see how tall he is. He reaches from the floor all the way up to the countertop. It's how tall he is. And one of his favorite things to do when we're fixing food, he'll put his paws on top of the counter and look at you. And then here he is again, a little bit older, with Josh holding him. So we do keep them indoors, both of the two cats. And at the moment, because Aslan is so big, he's very rough when he plays with his sister. And she actually was born September 22nd, 2016. So they're a year and a day apart. So he loves her, and he'll go around the house calling for her, but he's just so big and so aggressive. And here's when we first introduced Willow to her brother, Aslan. She is what's called a brown patch tabby, and she has the little distinctive tiger. She almost looks like a tiger with the calico patches, and she's just as opposite in personality as she can be to him. She is very loving and affectionate. She wants to be petted and held, and she'll crawl up your leg to have you pick her up, and she talks to you. He kind of chirps. He doesn't really talk very much, but she talks, and she'll purr. She'll wrap herself around your neck or crawl inside your coat, and she loves everybody. She loves everybody. So it's really fun having the two distinct personalities. Even though they're siblings, they're as different as they can be. So I'm hoping maybe next year when she's full grown, I'll do another video so you can see what the two of them ended up looking like. He's not finished growing. I would guess he probably weighs around 20 pounds. He's very solid muscle. She's still pretty small, and people ask us, do you have to feed them a lot? And the answer, yes, we feed them both a can of cat food in the morning and a can of cat food at night. Here they are watching TV together. She is just as curious about the TV as he is. And she's very photogenic. She's just got the prettiest, sweetest little face. And you can see in these pictures, when she's not busy playing, she just will gaze at you, just love you with her eyes. And she's got beautiful markings, and so I'm really excited. And this is me, no makeup, all natural. I was at work when they brought the kitten home, and she just cuddled as soon as I picked her up, and I just fell in love with her. And she's mischievous and curious, just like her brother. She wants to explore everything, see how everything is. And back to the cat food. So what we do is they each get a can of cat food in the morning and another one at night. And she actually would go through 3 cans a day. She has already doubled her size since we brought her home, which is amazing to me. We bought her home in November. It's January. We've had her about 8 weeks, and she's already doubled her size. So what I have to do with hers is I mix the dry food with her wet cat food, because she goes through it so quick, and she doesn't like the wet cat food. You can see she wanted to see what my camera was, and here she is playing with my hair. She likes to sit on top of my head, so she'll climb on my head and bat my hair. And in this picture, I just love this one. She got tired of batting my hair, and she just wrapped herself around my neck and went to sleep. She's a little love bug. And then here's another really pretty picture of her sitting in the sun, and you can see the beautiful tiger markings. So she'll look kind of like a calico and a tiger. She'll be the cross between the two. And you can see the really soft fur. Here she is, just cuddling, laying on my stomach. She likes to do that a lot. And here's another one. She's doing the same thing. She just wants to be on you. She just loves to lay, and she'll do that with, I'm her favorite. I think cats have a tendency to pick their favorite person. And because I've had to separate her from Aslan, I keep her in my office with me during the day, so that probably accounts for why she chooses me, but she loves everybody else. And this picture, she's just sitting there, pretty as could be, and she was posing for me. And I kind of laugh because in this picture, she's actually sitting in a plate, and it's actually a salad plate, so it's not a very big plate. If I leave any pottery around, she wants to sit in it. She'll sit in my bowls. She'll sit in my plates. She's just a lot of fun. You can see them playing. She always wants to come check out the camera. And here's Aslan. He likes to curl up on you. You can see how big he is. So we've just really enjoyed them, and they're a lot of fun. The grandkids love to come over. Here's another one of Aslan, and you can see how enormous he is. And like I said, he probably will not be finished growing for another year. And here Jeff is holding him. You can see how big he is, and he's not liking it. He's tolerating it, but he's just a huge, big cat. And we've just really, really enjoyed him. And like I said, when he wants to, he'll crawl up in bed with you and cuddle. And in this picture, I had to laugh. I was trying to paint. She wasn't going to have any part of it. She wanted to see what the water was and see what the paintbrush was. And here she is, sitting in her little salad plate, looking out the window. This is up in my studio. So she loves to sit in the window and look outside. But you can see the beautiful markings that she has. So we're really excited to see how big she'll get. I don't think she'll get as big as her brother because the females usually don't. And we're not planning on breeding them. Part of, and I will tell you the cost. We paid $600 for each of them. They both did actually come from Maine. That's where our breeder is. And the name of her company is Cold Creek Cattery. She's way north up in Maine, and she's just been a really great breeder to work with. So we decided we do not want to breed them. So the part of the breeding rights, you have to sign a paper that you won't. If I was going to breed her, I would have had to pay $1,100, but I don't want to do that. So he has been neutered, and she will be too, and we just want them to have a nice long life, and we don't want to worry about kittens, and they're both indoor cats, so we don't dare let them outside, although they probably would really like it, and I know they would love to hunt because that's part of their breed. They're aggressive hunters, but we live in a city with a very busy road, so we don't want to take a chance on anything happening to them. And I was wrapping Christmas presents. You can see he loved the sound of the paper. Aslan just wants to be right in the middle of it with me. And then this year for our Christmas tree, because of the trouble that we went through last year with him, and especially having 2 cats in the house, we put up a white tree with blue lights on it. But you notice there are no decorations because we figured, and you can see, look, here he is looking at the tree already and checking it out. And sure enough, he was trying to lay in the tree just like he did last year. But the tree was pretty. Just like I said, we knew it would be too big of a temptation if we put ornaments on there. Cats just can't resist it. And I was working on my boxes, sending out some pottery, and Willow had to get in the middle of it. Here she is. I told you she likes to sit in my pottery bowls. And here she is purring. And playing with her brother. I thought you would enjoy hearing the purr, and I love that. There's nothing I love better than the sound of a cat's purr. And here I was working on a yarn bowl, and Aslan is curious about everything. You can see he just wanted to see what it is. Here's the bowl when it's finished. It's a really neat acrylic paint technique. And then here's a new video I just took of her this morning. She likes to climb up my leg, and it's so much fun. She'll climb up and jump in my arms. And I was trying to capture it, but she wasn't really cooperating. But just so you can see, this is how big Aslan is, and you can see he'll be huge. And then this is my son Jason's cat. He's also a Maine Coon, but see how enormous they get? This is what I woke up to the other day. I thought you would have fun. I hear this big crash, and Aslan's sitting there like, the tree fainted, Mom. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Take care.